Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to explain the best way I can. I'm going to tell you all the information that I know, and of course you can go out there and confirm this stuff on your own. So right now it's April the 9th, 2015. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. Yeah, as you can see, I'm a little under the weather, or as you can hear. And basically, we're going to talk about the Miguel Cotto, 39-4, WBC 160-pound lineal ring magazine champion versus whoever on June the 6th, 2015. I am T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live of RealCombatMedia.com. The name that I've been hearing for quite some time is Jorge Sebastián Heiland. Why? Because Jorge Sebastián Heiland is a 160-pound fighter, a middleweight fighter. He's a smaller middleweight fighter, meaning that he weighs in no more than about 158 pounds. So this is not a guy who's going to come into the ring at like 175, 180, or, above. What else? They're both managed by Gabri, I always mess his name up, Panchenga, I always mess his name up. But basically, Miguel Cotto and Jorge Sebastián Heiland have the same manager. Also, Jorge Sebastián Heiland is number 2 ranked by the WBC in the 160-pound division. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to get to it all. So what I'm telling you is this. If Cotto wanted to fight Jorge Sebastián Heiland, remember, the WBC said Cotto could fight a voluntary defense, and then he would have to fight Gennady Golovkin next, meaning that Cotto's next fight has to be Golovkin this year, the end of this year, sometime. So, Cotto, as if you don't know, there was rumors, and talks of Cotto versus Cornelius K9 Bundrich. Now we're hearing K9 Bundrich versus Bradley, and we're hearing that Bob Arum offered K9 Bundrich a nice chunk of money, basically somewhat in spite of Cotto. See, it's deep, and that's why I'm saying this. Like all this information you can go out there and get on your own now, but I was talking about it weeks ago. I have some connections down in Puerto Rico. Also, I got an interview on the channel right here with Tureano Johnson, so you can consider me to be in the loop. So I guess what I'm saying to you is this. Cotto is supposed to be fighting either Jorge Sebastián Heiland or Daniel Geale. Now, Daniel Geale and Tureano Johnson, remember the Tureano Johnson interview is here. Daniel Geale and Tureano Johnson are promoted by Gary Shaw Productions. Gary Shaw and Tureano Johnson are lobbying for Tureano Johnson versus Jorge Heiland, and then the winner would get Cotto. So you would think that if Tureano Johnson and Daniel Geale are promoted by the same guy, same promotional company, Gary Shaw, that they would know if Cotto is looking at him or not, right? So I'm saying cross out Daniel Geale, and I'm really believing, I'm really thinking it's going to be Jorge Heiland. And one of the reasons why is, remember, a lot of fans don't consider Miguel Cotto to be a true 160-pound fighter. Jorge Heiland it would be considered a Sergio Martinez type middleweight fighter as far as he's not a guy that's going to be coming in and weighing in. I mean, he's not a guy that's going to weigh in at the full 160. He's tall, he's got a thin frame, he's a southpaw. He can fight and he can beat Cotto. It's still a dangerous fight for Cotto, in my opinion. Jorge Heiland's last fight was against Matthew Macklin, and you should know Matthew Macklin by what Golovkin did to him and, Sergio Martinez. But what I'm saying is this. I feel like this. Okay, now we know Tureano Johnson, or if you don't know, Tureano Johnson is the WBC Silver champion, which makes him the WBC mandatory. Now, when it comes to Golovkin's WBC interim, now when it comes to that interim belt, this is what's going to happen from my understanding with that interim belt. Once Cotto and Golovkin fight, then that interim belt will be no more. So remember, before Martin Murray was the WBC Silver champ, so Golovkin fought the WBC Silver champion Martin Murray to basically eliminate anyone that was in the way of him getting the Cotto. Now he's the undisputed mandatory. Then after that, it's Tureano Johnson. So for example, if Cotto was to vacate the WBC title after Golovkin versus Willie Monroe, the winner would have to face Tureano Johnson. You get what I'm saying? So I was thinking to myself, well, wait a minute. Well, if Golovkin fought Martin Murray, right? No, if Golovkin fought for the interim, beat Rubio, right? And then fought Martin Murray to eliminate, the next opponent that was in line for Cotto, then why won't Cotto fight Tureano Johnson? And that's where the issue comes in. So, like I said, all this information out there, all this information, excuse me, you can go out there, like, get on your own. And basically what I'm telling you is, I really don't see Cotto. Cotto don't want to be a 160-pounder. You know, that was just like a gimmick match he had with Sergio Martinez because, in my opinion, they knew Sergio Martinez was hurt. We knew. I was talking about it. I was saying, listen, Sergio Martinez is going to fuck him up. But if Miguel Cotto lose, then it's going to be because of Sergio Martinez's knee, and he flopping all around the ring and the knee all, you know. Once I saw him trying to square up with Miguel Cotto and not moving around, I said his knee is done. You know, and a lot of fans don't want to admit it, and it's crazy because I like Miguel Cotto, and when you come on my show, look at it like this. I give all boxers a fair shake. Like if you get beat up, I'm like, oh shit, you got beat up. You got your ass beat. If you you know, if you win, you know, I'm like, yo, you know, I believe now. I give all boxers a fair shake. So a lot of fans think, you know, why you always riding, you know, on Cotto? Because this year he been sus. Like, put it this way. Once he wanted to go to 160 pounds and fight Sergio Martinez, you know, this is Diva's champion. But I look at it like this. I feel, okay, if he doesn't fight Canelo, that was on the table. But from my understanding, he was upset at that point in time with Top Rank. So how could they get a Canelo fight if he's upset with Top Rank? So I said, okay, all right, chalk that. I can understand why that fight didn't go down. But now, I look at it like this. If he was to fight Cornelius K9 Bundrich, he would have beat Bundrich. You know, he would have got that 154-pound IBF title. And then he could have dropped, you know, and then he could have dropped that WBC title because he would have gained another title, you know, even though fans would have been pissed. But still, he would have been a champion in another division and maybe, you know, go on to get Floyd. Another thing that I've been hearing is that now, I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this is true because Miguel Cotto is a very private person. But another thing I've been hearing is that after he won that WBC title from Sergio Martinez, he wanted Floyd Mayweather next. And I'm thinking to myself, like, if that is true, did he really think they were going to put Manny, the super fight? You know, Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto over, Mayweather versus Cotto 2 over Mayweather Pacquiao. Did he really think that? Like, is he really like that a tooth? You know? So I'm hoping that's not true because, you know, from my understanding, that may be one of the reasons why he had beef with Top Rank because supposedly, allegedly, you know, they didn't make the promises, you know, that they were supposed to, you know, fulfill and all that. And also, to be honest with you, the Rock Nation deal works so much better for him and his brand because with the Rock Nation deal, they're helping him outside of boxing as far as concerts and things like that. And in my opinion, you know, it'll be like, put it this way, it's a more beneficial deal for him long term. You know, like Top Rank is just, you know, that's just boxing. You know, with Rock Nation, you know, Cotto can start getting singers and all that. You know, he's got some singers. He's got a lot of stuff, you know, going on down there in Puerto Rico. So, you know, it was a good merger or deal, whatever the case may be. So, he's coming back on June. Madison Square Garden looking likely. Of course, June the 6th. Yeah, that's 1 month after me with the Pacquiao. Looking like I will be there. Looking like my schedule's going. Yeah, I'm going to be there. We're going to be providing full coverage for that. May the 30th is going to be the Khan fight. You know, I may be. See, we don't know. We don't know. But what I'm going to be doing is right now it's April the 9th, 2015. On April the 10th, 2015, I'm going to be doing a video after I do the review of Chavez versus Fanfara All Access. I'm going to be doing a video basically talking about what's going on with me and going to Mayweather versus Pacquiao. I am T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live, and I cover every single major fight live. RealCombatMedia.com. Please subscribe.